If I, Aguirre, want the birds to drop dead from the trees, and the birds will drop dead from the trees.
Never going to end. Breaks with friends, breaks with friends, breaks with friends.
Hey, we're gonna do a quick Brett's with Friends with
Jessie Wolfe.
Jesse Wolfe. We got we're over here in Joseph, Oregon, at the Bueller Estate compound, and we're going to talk about a goat that this gentleman has raised with his wife.
A goat named Popeye.
A goat named Popeye, and let's see, where do we begin?
We call her Popeye because when we got her, she only had one eye. Her eye had been popped out. Don't know how it got hurt or damaged, but she only had, ever since we've known her, she's only had one eye. And so it makes for a funny goat. She's a character, but she makes a lot of noise. I think in response to not having the eye, she's like echolocating the world around her. They have a pretty wide field of vision. It's like 320 degrees.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they can see basically the only blind spot is like right down their back. So not having one of those eyes probably makes it really hard for a goat. Like maybe, I'm not sure how their depth perception works or anything like that, but definitely like a sensory disadvantage for her. And so she makes up for that by being exceptionally loud all the time. And my theory is that she's echolocating, trying to build the image of the world that her eyeball is missing, that you can't see.
And how long you had this?
We got these goats in January. She's one of 5, and we have 4 now. One didn't make it through the winter, which is a bummer because it was my favorite. His name was Dapple. He was black with white spots, dappled all over.
Oh,
he's such a cutie. He's up there on the moraine now. I took him up there.
Oh, yeah. To die or
no? He was dead. I took him up there.
Did you bury him or did you just throw him to the wolves or just?
I put him under a nice tree and returned him back to the circle. You know,
someone will get him or something.
Yeah, the idea being that, like here, I've noticed with the cattle that there's dead cattle that rot along the fence lines and stuff like
here?
that. Yeah.
Where?
There has been a few, not this year, but last year.
When I left?
Yeah, there was cattle that were dead and rotting from that year.
This last year? What? I thought they were taking them all.
They die for whatever reason. There's some plants out there that are toxic to the animals, like buttercups. Those are growing up on the moraine here a little bit. So if an animal gets sick and dies, they drag it to the fence line. If it dies like when they know it died, they'll take it and butcher it up and like donate the meat. But if it dies and it sits too long, then they just kind of drag it out of the field. And so I feel like that brings a lot of coyotes in. And the further out that we can push the coyotes or maybe coexist with the coyotes further out, then the safer our animals will be. The ducks and the rabbits and the goats.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. That stabbing cabin's got a huge cow component to it.
Does it?
Did you notice? Did you watch the 16-minute version?
I didn't see the big.
The
version.
16. Yeah, it all basically wraps around cows.
I think I saw the trailer.
Oh yeah, there's like I put the 3 trailers together to make one film. You'll see.
I gotta go subscribe to your stuff.
Yeah, well, Drew's gonna maybe do a soundtrack over top of it.
That'd be awesome.
So, and I'm gonna shoot with Chris Moore, but when he gets over here, and if you want to be in it, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I'll be around.
And my first thought was to shoot is to film the goat. So can you walk us through, and you can play to the camera too, because we're just doing a big wide shot, so I can cut back and forth, and we can leave this in. It's super casual, but like, can you describe the process in which and also we know why this particularly picked out this one, right, because of the eye and the annoyance.
Yeah,
he's bugging you.
He's just loud.
Like, can you? I'm almost gonna cry because it's such a. I care for animals, and the way we treat our animals when we slaughter them, you know, the factory farming and stuff like that. It's just.
Yeah, it's mind blowing when you're doing it on a commercial scale. It really takes the heart out of the whole situation, you know.
So can you just give us a blow by blow of what this is going to happen with this goat?
We'd like to get her up as big as we can. So we're feeding them a lot of sprouted grains. We sprout our own grains, like 7 different whole grains we sprout every day. Well, every 3 days we sprout a new batch, so that they're eating the best stuff they could possibly eat. It's just taking the ingredients that go into the pelletized feeds, and instead of pelletizing them, sprouting them whole and feeding that back to the animal. Which, when you sprout the grain, it produces the enzymes necessary for the animal to digest it properly and fully. Whereas if you're feeding them the pelletized stuff, those enzymes aren't necessarily there, and so they either have to manufacture them in their body, or we have to provide them some other way. But it makes it easier for the animal to uptake the nutrients by feeding them the sprouted grain. So that right there, I think we're doing a good service to our animals, like sprouting the grains and feeding them whole grains. They get lots of exercise. We'll take them out 3 or 4 times a day.
So they're happy. This is the best. If you get, we'll do a shot of our view here, and it's pretty much the best situation for any animal.
Right. Right now,
regardless if it's going to be killed or not, but like there's a good life here.
Right now, like Holly, she's so upset with them because they're goats. They get into everything. They're like little children with no supervision. So they're like, oh, what's this taste like? And they're eating things they shouldn't be, like the roses, things like that. So she's ready to get some different fencing options for them, and we would have fenced sooner, I think, except we wanted to see how the coyote population was going to play out, and so far it's been pretty good this year. The dogs, Bear and Reed's dog, they like to go cavort with the coyotes, and we're kind of like, not so cool with that, but it's what they do, so we kind of wanted to see what was going to shake out, and how we could eke out a space for them here. With the cattle, it's kind of hard, and with the coyotes, it's kind of hard, but they get free range. They're running around on the wood pile, jumping around in the shop.
Oh, we're gonna get some shots of them, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe we'll get some shots of those guys.
Dude, they're super cool.
I love baby goats and little tiny miniature goats. The goats are so pretty. So, okay, so you decided on this one because the one eye and the echolocation, bugging, jumping on everything, and you got 3 left. All the rest were butchering except for the one, maybe.
And it's hard because the goats that we did get, they were not nursed by their mother, so they did not get that colostrum, which is like really important for.
What's colostrum?
It's like all the good nutrients in the mother's milk and all the antibodies to like certain herd immunities to certain diseases that can be prevalent in herds. All of that comes through the mother's milk in the first like 3 to 5 days of the birthing process, and because they were rejected by the moms, they didn't get that, and we didn't know enough at the time that you can get colostrum replacer. Some people have colostrum, and you can talk to them and get that stuff, but we didn't know enough at the time. So these goats have been raised without it, which kind of means that they were more susceptible to sickness that they may not have been had they got the milk from their mother, and also the hormones, so the rate at which they grow has been affected because they didn't get that. It's kind of like a snowballing effect. Without the colostrum, you're fighting against so many other factors to keep them healthy and at the same weight a goat that did get its mother's milk had. So all of these goats that we have aren't necessarily going to make the certain weights that we'd like to see for the return on the investment, but we've loved them, and they give us entertainment. The idea kind of being was that we could stake them out and mow the lawns and stuff like that, which we didn't quite get to this year with all the other animals, with the ducks and the rabbits, and so it's all kind of taken like what's the greatest need at any given moment. So I don't know, I think we can build off what we've learned this year and target the goats we want maybe next year, like shoot for a dairy operation, but we'd have a pasture specifically for the goats, where they could be let out and brought back in the day, and then a nice milking parlor or something where it's nice and sanitary and all that stuff, which is ultimately what we want, is dairy goats, my partner and I. But the meat, I like the meat.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I mean, personally, if I was to do it, I would do the cheese and the milk. but like I'd fall in love with them too much. But I mean, I understand that. So the most painless way that and you've done this before, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That you found is to how you take us.
So
through
like before the night before, we stop feeding them for 12 hours leading up to it, so that they're empty, easier to process. But we'll take her out and we'll have a nice spot set up for her, and I take a couple ropes just to keep her head still, and then, you know, when the moment's right.
Do you tie the ropes on the ground?
Yeah, to a couple trees or something, just so she's not moving her head side to side so much.
She's not.
Right. She won't be fighting. It's not, you know, it's not a horrible experience. She doesn't know what's coming, and in fact, the next great thing is coming. You know, once it's over in this place, and she's off to the next one. But so yeah, she'll get the 22 between, you know, draw an X between their horns and their eyes, 22, and then she gets bled and hung immediately.
And what about the blood? What will you do with that?
That's a good question. I'd like to be able to manufacture blood meal and bone meal here on site. I don't know enough about the process or where I can find, because I'm sure there's a lot of flies and shit involved with it.
It's got to be completely fucking sterile, dude. Like lab.
Yeah. So, it's not sure what to do with the blood. Maybe we'll harvest it and
What can you do with the blood?
feed it to the dogs. You know, I don't want the dogs to realize, oh, there's this good thing inside these goats, but if they don't know where the blood comes from, you know, then maybe they won't mess with the goats.
I'm more worried about those cows kicking the shit out of that one dog that keeps on going up in the hills. And is that dog the dog that was here earlier, Maggie's dog?
Oh.
It goes up and runs and yells at the cows when they're in the mountains. And
Wow.
have you never seen this yet?
No.
Yeah, it was so annoying because that cow is like a truck compared to, you know, the dog's bark. All they have to do is kick the dog in the head and it's gone.
I worry about the dogs around the cows, yeah.
Because one kick in the head, that dog is done.
And that's it.
That's it, and the cow doesn't know shit.
Right.
Like, fucking just,
Your
what the fuck
dog
are
just
you?
never comes back.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's a pain. So and what's the thing? Because I know when they do deer, that you can't have a puncture in the guts or the juice will become poison for the rest of the animal.
Yeah, you can taint the meat if you hit like a vital, like the gallbladder is one of them. If they've got a full belly, it makes it harder to work because you're working around the meal that's undigested in their belly. That's why we hold them off food for 12 hours going into the slaughter to make it easier. But yeah, you just run the risk of tainting the meat, and it's just it's spoilage. You know, then you can't really feel good about eating it or safe about trading it or
having other people eat it
or sharing it.
Sharing it, yeah.
You know, it's one of those things. So yeah, you know, she's really small. I'd be surprised if we got 30 pounds dressed up out of her. You know, but that's because, like I said, the colostrum, the one eye, and fighting the disease when they're so young that they've all, and the males, the boys we got they got banded, castrated, so they've lost the meat. Eventually, when they do get bigger, they won't have that like goaty flavor, not as much of that goaty like hormonal flavor, and that comes from the reproductive system of the goat. It pushes out of the male goat. It pushes all these hormones and scents into its glands, so it can be a viable candidate for reproduction. I guess if they stink, the stinkier they are, the more likely they are to reproduce or something. But if you castrate them young, they don't really develop those flavors that can be off-putting to some people.
Huh.
But it also slows down their growth, so it takes twice as long to get a goat to slaughtering weight or thereabouts as if you just had an intact male goat living in the herd, but the meat is going to taste different. You just pulled up on the shop.
Uh-oh.
So hopefully we'll get a decent amount of meat out of her, and then there's Patch. He's all white with a eye patch, but he's got both eyes. So, and there's Russ, who's kind of red, rusty color, and there's Peanut, who's the small, dwarfed by sickness, she'll never get bigger than basically what she is now.
So you might just keep her around for a while.
So she might stick around for a while. I don't know how I have to do some research about how like a lone goat does. I don't think it'd be too great for her to be by herself all the time. She would need.
You guys got a dog though, right?
Yeah, we got 2 poodles and.
Oh, they can
Yeah.
interspecies friendship.
The LGD, we got a LGD from the same people we got the goats, Tyler and Aspen, and in Naha, where we got the goats. They had puppies for sale when we went to look at the goats. One of their LGDs and some of their male LGD had bred with their female LGD, but then the male got killed by wolves, and a bunch of the sheep got whacked by wolves or something. So it was just the female LGD with like 8 pups on her, and then at 4 weeks old she stopped nursing.
Oh wow.
So we got our LGD that we got down there now. We got her when she was 4 weeks old.
What's an LGD?
Livestock guardian dog.
Oh.
Yeah. But we have a small herd, but eventually we hope to have a bigger one, and we want to start building. The process to create a LGD is a long one, and so if we can build up our herd and then build up the need. Once we have more head of livestock, then we'll need more LGD. So we don't want her like becoming accustomed to playing with them. We want her to be alert and aware and like looking out instead of looking in to play.
Yeah.
So
Do its job. That's why.
Right when they're. So now when she's young, we keep her in with the goats at night, and then in the daytime she kind of sleeps, and we make sure she doesn't like start playing too much with the goats, because we don't want her to think of them.
Commingling with the riffraff.
Right.
Yeah, there's a specific
If you have a
law
job,
and
you have a
order.
job, and it's not to beat up on the goats. It's to make sure the goats don't get beat up.
Not here to be your friend.
Yeah.
Here to be your protector.
Yeah. So yeah, and then we named her January because we got her in January. Her mom was named June, so we just kept that going. Didn't know what to call her, but yeah, she's doing really good. She just got spayed, and her dew claws. She had double dew claws on her back feet, which is really common for livestock guard dogs.
Oh yeah. Dew claws, yeah.
But since we were getting her spayed anyways, Holly wanted to have them take them off, so because they can get caught on stuff and torn off.
They can, if you don't cut them, they'll start doing going around
Which whatever.
a circle.
Yeah.
They'll go back into the skin though too.
Oh.
You know,
I
they'll
don't know.
if you ever trim dog toenails, because if they're not getting trimmed,
They get out
they'll
of control.
Have you seen those horses when their hooves are like fucked up?
Oh,
And
fuck.
it's fucked up.
Yeah.
So
then the goat gets shot and cut and then hung.
and you're gonna hang it on a tree, classic style.
Yeah, we'll probably do it down at the silage pit down there away from everybody, and
So you don't want to scare the. It's like
hang out on the side of the road for people driving by. Like, oh my god!
Ah!
Oh, what happened?
I was in the Emerald Triangle. This guy brought a deer over and strung it up outside my RV
Nice.
that I was staying in. I didn't watch the whole thing, but the little bit of the process was interesting, and it's there's a lot of deer up there, but it was a pretty good sized deer. But people care for it's their kill, so it's like
Oh yeah.
it's pretty much the best you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get any
Doesn't get fresher.
better, fresher, more knowing.
Doesn't get any more satisfying than unless you're like in there telling the butcher, I want that cut. I want, and like you're the butcher making those cuts. Like you're as close as you're ever gonna be to the process.
So when this goat's alive right now, are you feeling it while it's alive? You're going, oh, that's going to be a pretty good little thing over there. It's like, that ass is looking, hey, let's get some more greens on that. It's completely couture, or...
That's funny. Yeah. I don't know.
Sizing it up like...
I guess I kind of look at it like more like a nut in a shell. You're like hoping for a good shaped nut inside there. As far as looking at the animal and seeing what's there hanging, ready to eat, I'm not that.
Like a Bugs Bunny cartoon or
I'm
something
not
like that.
that.
It's not looking like a lamb chop.
Yeah, I'm not that good yet. Yeah, right. When they're hungry and all they see is
it's like a burrito or like
chop.
a hot dog or something like that.
Yeah, but no, I feel like it is kind of that way. I really admire the goat. It's like my favorite animal. of all of them, and that's because it's so friendly and it's so versatile, and it tastes really good.
Yeah, you're gonna do the. I mean, I like those little tomahawks. What are those?
Yeah.
What are those called? Those are. Well, it's more lambs. I guess a lamb is when I ate those. You know, where they
Yeah,
the bone with the rack of lamb.
Leg of lamb.
Leg of lamb, rack of lamb.
Yeah, I like lamb too. We like lamb a lot.
Can you do that with a goat? Is make it's like those little tomahawks?
I don't see why not. Never tried it.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
those are good because it's right there and a little tomahawk in there.
We do a lot of it like quarter it up and then slow cook it down. So we're not butchering the animal per se, just kind of quartering it up and taking the best cuts for what we want.
And then what will you do with the other stuff?
And the other stuff,
Sausage?
the stuff that we don't ultimately consume will be returned back to either the ground or the animals somehow.
Dogs?
Yeah, dogs and compost.
What's that, like the livers, the kidneys, or
Yeah, the organs. Yeah,
organs?
All the organs would go to the animals. Oh, it's Robin, I think.
Oh, it's like Fantasy Island. Everyone's slowly coming in one car at a time.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's the trickle for the event already.
Yeah, everyone's getting excited for the goat kill.
A month out, a month away. Let's go. I hope not. I
No.
don't know. I know that the reason I'm doing it down there is so it's away from everybody and then also away from our animals. So they don't have to.
Will you use I heard when they were doing this, the most humane way I've ever heard. I don't know anything about anything, but like they would have their cow or whatever in the field, and they would use a sniper with a silencer on it.
Wow.
So the cow's just not doing shit.
Cow's just living its life.
Boom! It's got there's no noise as loud for the other cows to be
Tripped out.
You go, what the? It's they take it. I thought the silencer aspect might be, but I mean, this is the quickest way. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat this. This is the best way to do this.
This is the way that's not going to induce the fight or flight response and then flood the system with nasty flavored chemicals.
Because it's like,
Yeah, like if it knows something bad's about to happen to it, it's like, oh fuck. And the goat itself has no defenses against any prey. The reason those goats pass out is that's their defense. It's to play dead. They have no way to defend themselves against.
And they've lasted this long through humanity.
Against predators, yeah, they've done pretty well.
Probably if they didn't taste so good, they might not have got rid of them a long time ago.
And they're versatile. You can, make a pair of moccasins or.
So you'll use the skin?
Yeah, I hope that we'll use the skin for something.
Will you nail it on a board?
Stretch it
salt?
out. Yeah, stretch it out and then, or maybe tan it first and stretch it. I'm not sure yet. I'd like to have some goat gloves or something.
Yeah, you'll get something, a belt or
Yeah.
moccasins probably, or
Something.
headband.
They're dead and gone, but right now as they're living, they're creating useful stuff for us, like the bed litter for where they sleep gets soiled, and then we bring it and put it in the garden to build up the dirt.
It's a completely symbiotic relationship.
To make it more fertile, and don't want to waste any of it.
Yeah, I
certainly won't forget Popeye.
No, we got this. Maybe can we send me a picture of Popeye or a video?
Why don't you come down and take a tour?
When?
Whatever you want. When's good for you? Early in the morning's good for us, but I don't know how early it is.
I've been such a lazy. This thing's been so comfortable. I've been dragging ass just wait, but it's so much fun to roll out of bed and walk out here and just like
maybe before dinner or after dinner,
Yeah, as long as there's light out,
Yeah.
we can put maybe something over top of this video or something like that. Any like when people are choosing their meat, I know my friends. I have a couple of friends that are vegetarians. That they'll eat meat if it's a fresh kill.
Right.
Like if it's like because they travel around a lot, and if they're in a place and it's like when did this die, and they're like half an hour, because they're in some sort of crazy country in the middle of nowhere or something like that, or something exotic. This is the died today.
You can't turn down a meal when you're in somebody else's house.
Yeah, they go. That's fresh kill. That's good. That's And so, I mean, I appreciate good meat. I mean, if I eat a steak or something like that, it's going to be the best that I can buy.
Sure.
But are there? What's the biggest obvious? This is a stupid question, but this is what's. How do you know when you're? What do you look for? Well, your perspective, because you grow your own meat, but like, what should people be looking for if they want good meat? Is there something that they can look for?
Look at how the animal is kept. Look at what the animal eats.
But how can they tell that on a packaging, or I guess just by farmers?
You're not going to be able to read that off a label. If you're curious about how good the meat's going to turn out, then seeing how the animal lives would be a really good way to narrow that window down.
Basically, farmers like yourself.
Yeah.
Basically, this is the best way to go about doing it.
This is the best way that we've come up with so far, and we want to build on it and develop it. We know it's not that we can make it more efficient and more easier for us. Right now, all the animals are cohabitating, so it's hard. We have ducks that are sitting on eggs, but we don't want the goats trampling their nests. So there's a lot we'd like to do different, and now that we've kind of proven to the people here that it's doable and it's not that big a deal, I think we're going to be able to push forward with some more of our ideas.
Yeah.
That's my fondest hope.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this place is pretty magical. Yeah. And
they're supposed to be doing a cow up for us sometime soon. Slaughtering one of the cows.
I heard about that. They're going to do that over at the outside the gate.
Are they?
In that area over there.
That'd be cool. That's
going to be a trip, man. Oh my gosh. So what do you think when somebody says, "Hey, do you want a McDonald's burger?" Would you eat that?
No. I have to be really fucking hungry, man.
What do you think about most fast food?
If McDonald's made a goat burger, I'd probably check it out.
But as far as what do you know about is that meat at all those fast food places just crap?
Yeah, there's so many vectors. You don't know how many. Like 1 pound of ground beef has up to 500 different head of cattle in it.
500 head of cattle in one burger. That's disgusting.
It's like, and you don't know what each of those animals has. And every.
That's gross. Why is that gross? Why does it come off as so gross?
Because I don't know.
It's like a sausage, but
you could look at one. You could look at one of your animals and be like, "Oh, that's the good one," but then they cut it down with 499 other ones that you don't.
They cut it up with like bad Coke or something. They cut it with you don't know what
baby
the fuck's
lax and shit.
Fuck.
But I mean, so yeah, like knowing the animal and
Arby's roast beef.
I don't know if I do that, man. It's all like sent to China and then they send it back and goddamn all this bullshit.
Arby's is so good. That's the one that is my Achilles heel every once in a while with the Arby's sauce and the horsey sauce.
The 5 for 5 back in the day. Yeah, I was down for that.
Because there's so much bread, I'd take the bread and put all the meat onto one burger.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of that stuff, that fast food stuff, a lot of that is fucking bread.
It's not good for you.
Oh, it's robot food. I was delivering for Grubhub.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to McDonald's. It's like literally robot food.
Oh,
it's
man.
robot food. It's robot. They do the best packaging though, for the to-go orders is McDonald's. But it's like you got all this paper. There's tons of paper to eat a burger that's this big and it's frozen and it has 500 different kinds of meat in it. Different cows. That's actually getting me sick a little bit.
And if you think about it from an energetic perspective, there's a whole production line where everybody that works on it is handling the thing you're eating and all the stuff that those people are thinking about and the things they live with in their head as they're touching this thing that's going down the conveyor belt that's ultimately coming to the shelf at McDonald's where you buy it, has been touched by so many different people with all their different energies that it's of course it's not good for you because everybody's pissed that their paycheck was late or that they're getting divorced,
fucking slaughtering animals
or
for
kids fucking hate them because they kill animals for a living or whatever the thing is, the negative energy is being input into the food as it goes down the chain before it gets to you. And so that's a big part of it.
Yeah, that's a trip. It's like it's the way we treat animals is just. I went veggie for a few years, and then I had some chicken on a burrito that I got home and I was starving, and I ate it, and that's when I started eating. But I lived on black beans for like years and feta and stuff like that. But it's like it's just. I guess the best way is go to farm to table.
Yeah.
That's the best way. No more fast food. If someone's to, do you ever see those guys making a pizza with their hands and twirling it and putting all this everything, all the ingredients with their hands on the pizza, then putting it in there? Do you like that? Do you think it matters if their hands are touching all those ingredients, and is the heat going to take care of that?
I don't think it matters.
Really?
Yeah. There's a method to cooking food before refrigeration existed. Refrigeration is pretty modern. The supermarket's only been around for 100 years, so there's all these different techniques to make sure you don't get sick off the food you're eating. One of them is called the cook and recook method. So you just cook your meat, and then let the fire go out, and wake up in the morning, and then that meat might be spoiled. Okay, cook it again. You can only do it a couple times before all the nutrients cooked out of the meat, all the good, the good parts of it that's giving you the energy. But it's a way to not get sick and die off it.
Oh yeah, you've triggered some questions. What do you think about people boiling their ribs and then barbecuing them?
Beef or pork?
Pork or beef, doesn't matter. What do you think about people boiling the meat, then soaking them, and then frying and putting them on the grill?
I think they're just trying to save time because they're too busy at their job to start the process earlier.
But some people. There's a friend of mine in particular who did it because it says it makes the meat really soft, but doesn't that take out all the nutrients and all that stuff? Doesn't that flavor?
It would take some stuff away from the meat for sure. Whatever you're left with, that gray water.
Yeah,
it's got stuff in it that you're not going to be consuming.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit of a cheat. I was like, why are you taking all the taste out of it?
This is just a way to speed up the process because you didn't start it in time.
I think you just
you're too busy with your life. You're
so being lazy is what it is.
It's just a lack of time management, right? Time resource management. But I've had it like that before.
Did you like it?
My dad
didn't have it quite. All you do is taste.
It's not the same.
Not as flavorful.
It's like the meat wants to fall off the bone, but it's not any more tender.
Well, it's tender. It's mushy, but it's also
whatever's holding it to the bone has been released from the bone. That layer of whatever. So I don't know. I think if you start them early and
I like slow cooking shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not in a hurry.
Right.
I'm not. My mom did some shit. I traded some artwork and a shirt for this. Hey.
Hey, Jordan.
Bringing the shitter up.
Yeah, man. That's a nice one.
Ooh, it's got that new shitter smell.
I might have to come try it out.
Break it in.
Mainly for kids. Are you guys filming?
Yeah, we're doing a little podcast.
Oh, nice.
We're talking about the goat, Popeye.
Oh, nice.
We're making a do, and maybe we'll shoot the demise and put it on the video. We'll see, or the demise. How would you? What's the best way to say this? Killing of it, demise, the release of life. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Mortal coil. I mean, food. I guess is.
Yeah, I mean something's gonna eat it. Why shouldn't it be us?
And this animal better. I mean, yeah. It sounds like the way it's gonna pass is just about as perfect as you can get. It's gonna be just. It'll be gone.
Right. Blink and you're on to the next plane.
Yeah.
Like, what's the next big adventure for a one-eyed goat? It's a good question.
Life is full of trippy things like that. Let's see. Anything else? Like, so the meat, touching it with your hands, boiling, and you're raising ducks too.
Yes.
And those are going to be for mostly eggs. And what will you do with the eggs, or what will you do with the duck? Will you kill the duck at some point?
We're raising muscovies, which are like a dual-purpose bird. They lay, I think, up to like 150 eggs a year per hen, and also you can eat them like for meat. And so once we've established, we've got 9 hens and 1 drake, so 9 girls and 1 boy. And once we figure out I think we'll get 1 more drake to make sure that he's fertilizing the eggs. But we sent 16 of our eggs to a woman in Enterprise, and she put them in her incubator and hatched 3 little ducklings out of them. We have 2 other hens that are sitting on their eggs right now down in the housing that we're going to let her hatch them naturally. And so once we can develop a reproduction where we're adding birds to the flock as we're taking them out for meat, and we'll be like some kind of level where we can say, oh, we're having duck this month and this month. We're at least gonna have 2 or 3 this year, I think.
Is duck better than chicken?
Fuck, dude. Like, I don't even know why chickens are a fucking thing. Like, why is a chicken even a thing? I don't know. Like,
It's cheap to make.
yeah, you can stick them in little tiny cages and not give a fuck, and make them squirt out eggs, and
Pretty.
and so.
Yeah.
But the duck egg it's like, I don't know, it's way better than chicken. And the meat of the duck is way better than chicken.
It's dark meat and it's more oily.
It's got more of a fat content. The duck has a layer of fat to help keep it warm. And so that fat, you can make like chicharrones out of duck skin. I'm going to try that.
What's chicharrones?
Pork rinds, bro.
Oh, fry them up?
Yeah.
And like some
I'm
corn
gonna
oil or
I'm
something?
going to make duck
What
pork.
oil would you use for that?
I don't know.
What's the most refined or less?
I might just use some tallow.
Oh, that's like beef stock?
We can get beef stock when they do that slaughter, and we can get the fat.
Oh, shit.
Render some tallow and fry them up in that.
I used to live on pig skins when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Just
Dude, so it makes this really killer, like, nice, succulent, rich, deep flavored meat. You know, and like you've eaten barbecue chicken, your fingers get greasy. It's the same thing. It's not like.
Oh, I had a friend of mine who was a chef in Santa Monica that had some artwork at his place, his restaurant, and he wanted a painting. I did like a half cash, half dinner.
Oh, nice.
And he's like, bring a date. And I should have brought this girl that I didn't know. Anyways, I thought I had more time. Anyways, I didn't know if she had a boyfriend or not, but so I didn't. She's like, oh, I want to go, and I just went and ate by myself.
Oh.
I should have brought her. I don't know why. I don't know. I'm weird, but he made me a duck dinner.
Oh man,
Fuck.
it was good, huh?
It's fucking. I took pictures of it.
Oh fuck.
It was like one of the best meals I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Yeah.
It was just a beautiful. I mean, the guy's like a 5-star chef. I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful plate. I mean, that meat was glazed and caramelized. I don't know what the fuck he did with it, but that meat was a good bird.
Yeah. I've eaten roast duck once in my life, and it was just here about 2 months ago.
Did you guys roast it here?
Yeah, Holly got one off Azure Standard. She got a roasting duck, which is basically the same thing we're gonna make.
Was it already
It
prepared?
was already all cut up and defeathered and everything like that. But the woman, the woman that did the incubation for us, that we took the 16 eggs to, she has all the equipment to do the slaughter and the defeathering and all that stuff. So I really want to like get with her and have her come up here.
Look at that little guy. He's coming around. He's looking for something. Watch over those cats. Those cats are killers, man. I see him stalking.
Buster and Clam.
Yeah, man. Like relentless. Just. I'm not worried about them going hungry.
Yeah, they'll never go hungry.
So the best food. So what do you think? So where do you see this? Like, can you project like with the factory farming thing? It's like even when they had those floods, they let all those pigs die and drown. It was so. That happened a couple years ago.
I didn't hear about that.
This is a whole thing. When some floods came, maybe 4 years ago or something.
Sorry, we gotta go. Animals, fend for yourself. Type
Well,
thing.
they said we're not going to do shit, and there's animal rights, and they're all no. These are considered property. This is property. This has no emotional value. This is property to them. So
They're allowed to treat their property however they want.
basically,
Wow.
and so you see got all these drowning fucking pigs. This is one of the most disgusting things. Anyways,
That's ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. And it just hurts my heart so much to. I understand eating meat. We've been doing it since time. Fish, everything.
I reckon.
Everything on this planet eats itself. The planet's going to eat us at some point.
Or will be returned to it.
Will we return to it?
When you're doing it on a commercial scale like that, where your main driver is making money, not really the caring about the animal's life or anything like that, then it takes, it's not the same. I think that's horrible that they just let their animals die, and they knew it could and would happen.
They thought, I don't know, I guess it's more expensive to try to save them than
And just to cash in the insurance check from the
Yeah.
bank, you know.
There's so brutal. Like there's a place. I mean, I love.
You're into making money. You're not into making a sustainable, renewable setup. You know, so you can let your animals die and claim it on your insurance. Or
Yeah, I guess I didn't think about that part.
I reckon that must be what it is.
Most likely, that there's something that
They still made money.
they
somehow.
still, yeah, they didn't lose money. They don't. Yeah, it's a trip. So like the farm table, obviously the good thing. Ducks are good to eat.
We got rabbits too.
Rabbits. What's the deal with rabbits? What makes them so good?
They reproduce fast and they reproduce in quantity. They produce a lot of. Their byproduct is good for the garden. And I think they taste pretty good when they're done right. It's just a big old rodent.
I lived in Houston, Texas. This is the first time when I was a little kid, and I remember going to my neighbor's house and I looked at the sink, and I was kind of did the whole thing. I mean, I was like 10 years old or something like that. I was like, what the fuck is? It was a rabbit that was partially skinned in the sink.
Yeah, they're easy. They're easy too.
And I was like, but like it's like they didn't. They're in the middle of doing the job, but it's like.
Then the phone rang.
I don't know what happened, but I was like, just it's like, I guess nature is brutal, right? Or is that a bad way to look at it? Because this is nature and working. I mean,
and you are nature, you know.
we are animals.
So yeah, I mean, in one sense, it does make sense it's brutal because we're consuming. We are made to consume.
So some people have the argument that if we're eating all these different animals here, except for dogs, and then other countries are eating dogs, what's the difference between eating a dog and a pig and a goat or whatever? Is there a distinction between like why?
I don't know. Maybe we've been brought up here to think that a dog is man's best friend, and maybe in another country it's the pig is man's best friend. You know, maybe. I don't know why it's culturally different.
Do you see it as being the same as eating a dog?
I don't think I couldn't eat one of my dogs. I could eat a dog if I was starving. I don't think I could go out and be like, oh, that looks like a tasty one.
What about? Do you know any information about like?
And they're so small too. You're not getting much.
You're not getting meat.
Yeah.
It's you must be desperate.
You gotta
It's,
be
it's
really
like
hungry.
It's like where I'm lost in a forest on an island,
Right.
and I'm fucking
And the dog
malnourished.
and the dog can do a lot more for you than just
a hamburger.
than just a fucking small bite of food.
Yeah, you might want to keep the instinct of the dog.
Yeah.
Like a bear might be coming
He'll
around.
let you know if something's happening, or you know, he'll take you.
That's why dog's man's best friend.
Right. And that's why. If you got a country that has a problem with dog reproduction, or like Spain with their cats, you know, maybe all of a sudden it becomes less of a cultural taboo and more of like your duty to the land to reduce their population. Or something.
Well, that's what they did in Australia with the cats. You remember that? That was a few years ago.
Yeah.
They dropped all these cats were going feral and killing the local birds,
Shit.
and so they dropped.
Bunch of dogs.
No, they dropped a bunch of tainted food to kill them. They leveled them out. They poisoned them,
Wow.
essentially.
God, I bet that went over great.
Dude, I was so fucking sad.
Fucking all the other things that ate that and got whacked.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. It's like when people get rat poisoning and put it on their properties, and that kills the fucking birds, owls,
Right.
whatever.
That was a big. And we're in the heart of that right now. This the bird country, you know, where you're trying to eradicate certain animals from the land, but they're actually part of a natural, healthy ecosystem.
Yeah,
If they're allowed to do their own thing. They're kept in check by the whole situation.
Yeah, like one of the cats came when I first got in here and kind of perused, kind of came around and kind of looked and said, yeah, take a look around, snoop around, go underneath the bed, see anything that piques your interest.
Go for it. Get it.
I like having these cats around, even though the squirrel situation, when I was here last time, that Buster, which one is the ones there's one that's more mellow, but there's one that's just kills.
I don't know.
And it's definitely got maybe 3 or 4 squirrels while I was here.
Shit.
Just
The squirrel population is not as what it was last year when I was here.
well, if it's going to be that or the birds.
They're up there higher now. I hear them squirking.
Squirking?
Squirking.
Well, we should wrap it up. We'll do some video either tomorrow, today, tonight, maybe, or I don't know. We'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. I'll edit part of this together. But is there anything you can, leave the people message-wise about the integrity of getting their meat from a naturally farm-to-table sort of source, and seek those out, and how they can, eat. We have to show. My buddy always talks about, if you want to protest something, show with your wallet.
Right. Well, the best thing for any human being, regardless of where you find yourself, is to just start growing your own food. The supermarkets, they're not getting any better. The quality of the food isn't going up, and it's only going down. So it's like, if you care about your health of yourself or your family or whoever you're feeding, like, the best way to start like working with that is to make your own, to grow your own. If you don't have the space or the time, and then it's develop relationships with people who do have the thing you want, and try and figure out a way to help out with that process, in return for some of the harvest, and being out in nature or working in the garden or working with the animals is like free therapy, and there's a lot of benefits to it that you can't just go, you don't have to deal with all the packaging from the supermarket, like just the trash that comes with everything you buy. It's not like not one of the things you have to contend with when you have it here, that you can pick it and eat it on the spot, or
Yeah, I some people have a green thumb though. My friend Elaine in San Jose, she's she's Italian, and her mom has taught her she's an amazing cook, and her husband made her this he's a plumber, and he made her this kitchen that's basically like a 5-star restaurant, because he's all, I said, you eat pretty good. He goes, I'm very taken care of, and she knows how to cook, like authentic Italian, and she can grow these fucking peppers that are no shit this big, these green bell peppers. What makes somebody able to have a green? Is it in there? Is it an ability? Is it a talent? Is it mastering the craft?
I think with gardening and growing fruits, it's something you're an observant person. You see what works and what doesn't, and you're also a resilient person. You don't give up when it doesn't work out the first time or the second time. You build off your successes, and then work within your system how you can. I don't think anybody has like real green thumbs. I think they plant and they plan and they harvest, but just doing it, maintaining it's all like one thing, really.
Taking care of it,
and you can get like super efficient setups, like where you're on a quarter acre growing 1 million calories of food and things like that, but it just takes planning, like real good planning, and then perseverance, and and the desire to like if you're doing it out on a piece of land, the desire to like keep feeding the dirt with the natural things that it would normally get, and less of the Roundup chemicals and the big ag.
No chemicals.
Big ag, yeah, you can do it without chemicals. At least the Roundups and stuff. There's more natural ways to control the things you don't want in your garden, but I don't know.
How about corn? Isn't corn like, there's something about corn being like, the corn syrup and all this stuff, and they're feeding the cows. Is corn a good way to go about doing? Is corn good for animals?
We feed corn to our goats, sprouted corn.
Sprouted corn? Okay.
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's good for people, but it's good for the animals. And then, ultimately we end up eating it, so we get that back, in one sense.
Well, okay.
We'll set up, and eventually we'll go down and meet Popeye.
We'll meet Popeye soon on the next end of this video.
Face to face, eye to eye.
Eye to eye. All right, we'll do it. Let's plan for it, and that'll be the next part of the video.
Okay, man. The morning they're really active, and the evenings they're pretty active.
Okay,
cool
this is our view. Yeah, dude. This is the view. Hey,
there's Jordan.
There's Jordan.
Hello.
Did you throw us that chicken?
Maggie, no, I can't believe we're gonna slaughter her. There's no way. She's too small.
Why don't you say? Why don't we talk about it? Well, okay, we're at your farm.
Oh, so yeah, we're meeting Popeye, the goat, the one we were thinking about slaughtering. But as I'm looking at her, I'm rethinking it now. The dog is bigger than the goat.
Which one is Popeye? The one making the noise, right?
The one who,
Come here, sweetie. Come here, sweetie. Come here. Oh, he's a big baby, huh? You're so fun. You're so fun. Yeah, he's too small to kill right now. They call Popeye. Hi, Popeye. Come here. The dog just wants all the attention. Oh, yeah. Oh, sweetie. Come here, sweetie.
come here, sweetie. Popeye, come here.
Come here, Popeye. Popeye.
No, she's like, nah, I'm good.
I'm good. I'll just chill. Look, I'll blend in. It's all good. You don't know me. I'm just one of. Oh.
Russ, and he's the most dog-like of all of these critters. One day, Walt brought his dog up, Tally, and Tally started beefing with this dog. So as I'm trying to separate them, all of a sudden there's a third dog. I'm like, what the heck? I thought it was a dog, but it turns out it was Russ. Russ has no fear of the stuff.
Oh, he's a big baby. Hi, sweetie. Oh, do you like the lens? Oh, man.
I'm gonna put you up now. We're gonna do some stuff. Come on.
Oh, those big
Put her
babies.
up real quick.
Oh, what's her name again?
January.
January.
My mom is Junebug.
Junebug. Hi, sweet thing. Hi. Oh. Oh, that's a spot right there. See what these guys are going to do. Hi, sweeties. You gonna eat that? Eat that? Hi. There you go. That's what they're good for. If you guys ever need goats, get them to clean your land. Look at the precision work right there.
Yeah, they're top-down browsers, so they'll start at the top and work their way down. Hi, Peanut.
This is Peanut. Oh, let me get a little butt there, Scratchy. And Popeye. Popeye's. And this one's the most doggy-like, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay, Popeye.
So she's just got the one eye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Come here, puppy. He's a little skittish. He doesn't know me.
She's just acting funny. And that's Patch. Patch, what are you doing, Patch?
Look at that precision work. Just eating every little tiny thing. Look at that. What are you eating there?
God knows what.
So you think you might wait you giving it a little second thought there?
Yeah, definitely way big second thoughts. She was tiny.
Would you wait like what? You think maybe another 2 weeks or something?
No, maybe longer, maybe another month. But I mean, if she's not gonna start packing it on, I don't know.
Yeah, get her all fed, and maybe give her another month's life. It would be great for the audience. Wants it, right? Out there, audience, you want Popeye to live another month? Popeye would appreciate that, I'm sure.
Gotta at least be able to feed a couple people out
Yeah, that's a good little man. That's just fun. It's good to have ghosts just to clean the shit out of everything, right?
there. Yeah, like we'll put dog collars on them and stake them out in like certain spots.
So they have to go in a circle.
Yeah. Stake them out so they can't get tangled up with each other, but they can clear the land, and then before the grass dries out.
Oh, look at she came up to me.
Not a big fire risk when they mow the grass down short.
Look at that. Like he wants me to pet it there.
Russ.
Which one's this again?
Russ.
Russ. Because it's rusty color. Oh my gosh, this one's a lover.
He's soft too.
He's a lover, aren't you? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Come here. No, of course. Come here.
Come here, Russ.
Come here. I guess not like a dog. You don't treat it.
Yeah,
Totally different species.
no, you could, like, if we had worked with them more, we could train them to come to their names and stuff like that.
Why don't you guys put a seesaw out here?
Russ, come here. That's a good idea.
Get a seesaw going, man. That's the funnest thing in the world.
You gonna come bite the camera, Patch? Come bite the camera.
He is smaller than the rest for sure.
Yeah, Peanut. Yeah, she's a doe.
No, this one's Peanut?
Yep. She was stunted at birth from sickness.
Look at that. Look at that. Just going right for the weeds, man. These guys are great. Patches are... Popeye's going, yeah, we are great. We are great. We do a job around here. Look at how busy I am. I'm working my ass off around here for you guys.
Don't eat Chris's dandelions. He likes those. Oh, there it goes. January, we let you off. You got set free.
Oh, they're such good personalities, too.
Hey, don't eat my hat. That's my hat. I need that. He's a lap goat.
Oh, is he like the lap?
Preemptive strikes, just start walking all over you. Eating your hat. Eating your hat. You know.
Nice, can you show me the ducks real quick? Come here. No, of course. Come here.
Come here, Russ.
Come here. I guess not like a dog. You don't treat it. It's
Yeah,
a different,
no.
totally different species.
No, you could, like, if we had worked with them more, we could train them to come to their names and stuff like that.
Why don't you guys put a seesaw out here?
Russ, come here. That's a good idea.
Get a seesaw going, man. That's the funnest thing in the world.
You gonna come bite the camera, Patch? Come bite the camera.
He is smaller than the rest for sure.
Yeah, Peanut. Yeah, she's a doe.
No, this one's Peanut?
Yep.
These guys are great. Patches are... Popeye's going, yeah, we are great. We are great. We do a job around here. Look at how busy I am. I'm working my ass off around here for you guys.
Don't eat Chris's dandelions. He likes those. Oh, there it goes. January, we let you off. You got set free.
Oh, they're such good personalities, too.
Hey, don't eat my hat. That's my hat. I need that. He's a lap goat.
Oh, is he like the lap?
Preemptive strikes, just start walking all over you. Eating your hat. Eating your hat. You know.
Nice, can you show me the ducks real quick?
Yeah.
Let's go see those ducks.
Go.
Yeah, I know. Oh, it's exciting. Things are happening. Oh! So did the goats get along with the ducks or vice versa? Or?
They all live together. I just don't want them in here over here. Yeah,
Oh, so they hang out together right here?
yeah, they live together in here.
Hi, babies.
I'll start Drake.
Are they nice? Should
I don't know, he might try to get you.
He's like...
Well, if you can get a close up on their feet, they actually have claws.
Oh, yeah. Very,
We found that out the hard way when we were clipping their wings so they couldn't fly away. Got all tore up by the ducks.
Oh, and just look at the babies.
Yeah, there's the ducklings. These were hatched from our eggs that we produced here. Those three. Hey, ducks.
So when you come around, do they think basically...
Not these ones. We got them when they were like 4 or 5 months old, but these ones follow Holly around everywhere.
I'll leave them alone.
You want to hold one?
Sure. There's a big baby. And they got little claws as babies too.
Yeah.
Raptor.
They're
Look at the little tiny baby wing.
they're Muscovies, and they were developed in South America, I think, and so they roost in trees, and that's why they have the claws on their feet.
Look at that little. Oh, it's so cute. Why is this guy in here?
These hens are laying.
Oh.
She hangs out with the 3 that are on their nest. There's 2 back there and 1.
And do you get rabbit eggs as well out of these guys?
Oh, we get eggs out of the ducks. Yeah.
I'm just getting the rabbit eggs. Like,
but yeah,
silly.
these ones we're gonna probably in a month we'll do a big rabbit dinner. This one in the corner just gave birth a few days ago, and this other one in the corner gave birth about a month ago.
Is it like the cow situation where you'll keep the ones that are breeders that breed more around longer because they produce more babies?
Yeah, we're having a problem right now with the size of the litters that are coming out, and we're not sure if it's the living conditions or genetics or they're just young rabbits. So we're gonna keep breeding them at least 2 more times, and if we don't see a pickup in the amount of kits they have, then they'll be rotated out. And we're gonna look for some new blood soon. These are all rabbits from the same woman that Holly met. And so we'll try to maybe find some other rabbits.
Oh, look at he did a little flip on the thing.
Yeah, there's one of the bucks.
He's I'm fucking tired.
Chinchilla buck, I think. Yeah. And they're Flemish giant. So they're full eating. They just take a little bit longer to get full size.
Oh, you guys want to play? Nice. Yeah. Gorgeous.
Check out the garden and the greenhouse.
Sure. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Popeye.
God, Popeye, why are you being so standoffish? Usually you're all up in everybody's shit. Yelling in their ear.
Look at that view. Look at those clouds. Yeah, you have the goat. Probably can't go in here, right? Yeah. Go eat everything inside. Would he just chow immediately? Just start destroy this place.
Just jump into beds and start doing all sorts of goat
somersaults and shit.
Yeah, all sorts of goat shit. Have some starts. The rosemary came from Ojai.
Oh.
Melissa brought it, so we transplanted it. Trying to get it going again.
Get something going.
Yeah. And sweet potatoes, tomatoes, and sunchokes, all in the beds, all grown from seed. And these ones came in the mail from Start. They call them slips, I guess. They're just like little green twigs. They look like that one with no leaves. They come like this with no leaves. And just a little bit of roots. Oh, this one might be popping a leaf. I don't know. These will be sweet potatoes, and there's tomatillos on the outside.
It smells good.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it? The tomatoes are starting to stink.
That's what's, yeah, it's a tomato.
And then we train them up the trellis a little bit every so often, kind of wiggle them around until they're supported.
Nice. Tomato season.
Yeah.
Is it always tomato season? Can you just grow them whenever, or?
Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, and the spirit, you're probably spilling the mint.
That's what it is. There was it. The mint.
But yeah, so we built the beds up this year, got them a little higher, so they're not so bent over trying to work on stuff. And the peppers are in. And yeah, pretty much it.
Well, with that, we will conclude this episode 146 with Jessie Wolfe. And so you're on the fence. What are you going to get me to think about?
Yeah, I'm going to have a long talk with my partner about it and try to prolong Popeye for at least another month.
Yeah. At least let him try the seesaw now. Man, get the seesaw going. Do you want to help you make that? I can.
Let's build a seesaw.
All you need is a piece of wood and a bench, and they'll hop over. Have you ever seen those videos?
No.
You haven't seen those videos?
Goats on seesaws?
Oh, dude.
We should build a goat merry-go-round.
Check this out. I'm gonna send you a goat thing. Maybe I'll put one on the end of this video. But it's the cutest fucking thing in the world. It's super easy. All you have to do is put a piece of wood on that thing, and they'll jump on it back and forth.
All right. Fuck, we got wood everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, just a plank. You know, just put. I mean, a piece of metal that bent would be funnier, but even that piece of that roof right there. But it's in use, right?
No, it's just laying there. It almost cut my head off this winter when the wind was blowing. It come whipping across the.
Here, let's see if we can do. Can we see? Here, I'll help you drag it over there.
Hold on, we got one right. Goat seesaw.
Oh, dude, that's.
Goat seesaw version 1.0.
If it gets too noisy, it might just make you crazy.
No, it can't be louder than her frickin' bleed.
Oh, this thing can be really loud. If they start using it, send me a video.
Yeah, they're always jumping on the log pile and horsing around. It's always good times.
Yeah, they'll jump on that, right? I'm gonna send you a video. I'll send you. This is you're gonna have so much fun with this. All right. So thank you, Jesse.
Thank you, Brett.
Thanks for sharing your knowledge and creating food. Garden farmer, Joseph, Oregon. Oh yeah, it's so nice. All right, you guys. See you later. Next show soon.
Breads with friends, breads with friends, breads with friends.
If I, Aguirre, want the birds to drop dead from the trees, then the birds will drop dead from the trees.